the picture with the flash.
Okay,
Because it's constant even before
Good.
it's staring at
Great.
it constantly. And the concentration gets
Great, thank you.
Can I get, oh yeah, friends.
Listen to this. And now, for the very last day, the Creator God, when he was molding clay in the shape of a man, a terrible devil's turmoil threw him off the track. He lost his concentration and he did a little mistake. He molded Adam with one rib too many. He was just about to say, "Oh, I am so good, cool," when he all of a sudden saw that Adam's posture was a little bit crooked and the walk unstable. And because he was omniscient, he immediately knew why. He took one rib off Adam's body and he quickly molded some sort of a careless creature which later be proved a woman, which is Hebrew for failed man. He called her Eve. She should be obedient, should keep company to Adam, and to be quiet if not being asked the question. So, and look, the Creator God settled the first human couple in paradise, in the Garden of Eden. Oh, it was beautiful there. Bliss and peace reigned there. And the tiger was so kind with the lamb, and the fox was so kind with the hen. It was heavenly in heaven. But in the end, God was very, very tired. And he said, "Enough. This is enough. This creativity takes out of you your life. I'm completely washed out. Enough. I would like to spend a weekend of God in a piece of God. So there, amen." Yeah, but evil spirit wouldn't be an evil spirit if he wouldn't converted himself into a serpent and started to crawl from hell up to heaven, where Adam was soundly sleeping and that woman, Eve, you know, she was snooping around, nosy as she was, because she was only a woman, of course, you know. And woman saw that beautiful, colorful serpent in the branches of the tree of the knowledge, twisting, coiling up, uncoiling, with a beautiful apple in its jaw. The rest you know, don't you? You do, don't you? All right, but according to reliable sources, it was not an apple in its jaw, but it was a thin, short stick, and the smoke was coming out. It was a cigarette. And this is how Eve, that woman, committed the first sin. She started to smoke, and she gave one cigarette to Adam. And three of them, shameful serpent, Adam and Eve, started to smoke like hell. And then all of a sudden, a furious cherub with a fiery sword stormed in and pushed that shameful serpent deep down into the hell, and human couple out of paradise. Well, of course, and was shouting and screaming, no, not me, it's not my fault, it's hers fault, the woman, she seduced me, that Eve, you know. It didn't help. They went deep down into earth, in a valley of sorrows. And this is how the misery starts, and it's still going on and on and on. Yeah, but according to reliable sources, the same reliable sources, ever since were in paradise non-smoking signs, and on the gate of paradise it's a note, no entry for smokers and dogs, strictly forbidden. Everyone walks alone along one's own path. Sometimes we meet at crossroads, happy to be together, happy to part it again. Mysterious are the ways of the Lord. Life is a solitary trail. My baby darling, my dear son, whether there was need or no, with all my heart I love you so. There seems to open azure skies whene'er I look into your eyes. And when on me you sweetly smile, all I suffered, it's gone for a while. May he by whom the birds are shed, joy and blessings on your shed. Whether there was need or no, with all my heart, I love you so. Among the thousands, I would recognize your walk, although in every kind of step you do. Also in my dreams I would know your gentle breath among the thousands sleeping in peace. Flee from me wherever you want, although you turn into a path most hidden, like a criminal, conscience-ridden. You can't prevent me from my thought on you. You know, I love my paintings. Most of all, I like my mummy, and she is called Coffee Drinking Mummy. I painted her before years ago in Munich, Germany. Not years ago, very many years ago. Yes, every morning I say to her, "Good morning, Mommy, how are you today? How is coffee today?" And then she sweetly and kindly smiled at me and she would say, "Coffee is good, not too sour, not too bitter, just right." And then she'll say, "Ivana, take a cup of coffee for yourself and lead a cigarette." That reminds me of Sarajevo in Bosnia. There I stayed 8 years. I planned 2 years, but then I stayed 8 years. It was jolly good. Wasn't it like that, my mommy? Where is she? Oh, somewhere. All right, Sarajevo. Do you know that song of Sarajevo? I have to remember it because you probably know it. And I'm going to sing for you, and you can join in if you want, or better not. Kad je oduh na Bembašu Yeah, well, all right. First night, when I arrived in Sarajevo, I went to a coffee shop and I said, "Excuse me, can I have a cup of Turkish coffee?" "Madam, most certainly not." The waiter said, "You are in Bosnia. We drink Bosnian coffee, not Turkish coffee." "All right," I said, and then later I found out that it would be entirely improper to call the same kind of coffee in Greece Turkish coffee, or Bosnian coffee, or Macedonian coffee. No, they only drink Greek coffee. And in Cyprus, they only drink Cypriot coffee. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? I hope in Turkey they drink Turkish coffee or not. Well, you never know, do you? One must be terribly careful about the coffee. Yeah. But does it matter? It doesn't matter. How is it called? Is it? What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, working on Romeo, call Shakespeare Romeo and Juliet. Yes, it doesn't matter how is it called. Like it does not matter what kind of color is your skin, white or black. It doesn't matter in which God do you believe. It doesn't matter where did you come from, where you were born. But it matters if your life gives or takes. I do love my coffee drinking mommy. She's best friend of mine. I can't sell her, you know, ever. Friendship, it's not for sale. Also, I can't sell my summer I painted years ago. I can't sell my women ironing. I can't sell my self-portrait. How come those paintings were traveling around Europe, everywhere, in all big cities? I remember in Budapest, Emperor Franz Joseph came to see my exhibition and he wanted to buy my portrait. Yes, Kaiser Franz Joseph himself. And I said, "No, it's not for sale." I don't think the whiteness of my portrait would fit into his palace. The First World War he got involved in was bloody. No whiteness at all. Ah, Mommy. Did I say that I painted her in Munich, München, Germany? You know I keep forgetting. It's been such a long time. Yes. Oh, I still love the portrait of my sister, Fanny. She died so young. She was beautiful and she was best friend of mine and she died. She should live, not die. So many sufferings in my life. I remember my first exhibition in Ljubljana. Ljubljana is a town where I was born, a capital of Slovenia, and it means, in a sense, beloved. So I had exhibition in my beloved Ljubljana. And some moral people of Ljubljana were utterly disgusted because I painted Fanny, my sister, in a dress without sleeves. Would you believe it? Oh, if they would have only known, those moral people from Ljubljana, that we young female painters in Germany painted not only nude women, but also men. They would crawl on their knees every Sunday around church altar. And the nice people from Ljubljana, they would be saying, What is Ivana doing for so many years abroad? Is she really learning to be a painter, or is she learning something else? You know what I mean. And people would say, all right, does Ivana have a talent to be a painter? Since this is very much men's occupation. Okay, girls can paint, they can stroke the brush up and down canvas after they've done embroidery lessons, sewing lessons, cooking lessons, under the watchful eye of their husbands, who is a master of the house. Yes, somebody wrote, Miss Ivana Kobilica paints only female paintings. Female paintings. What does it mean to paint just female paintings? Oh, my. You know, when I was only 16, my father took me to Vienna. I ran around galleries from the museum to a museum. I walked down my hills, almost. And then I decided I am going to be a painter. And when I was 18 years old, I went to Vienna and started to learn painting every day. Hours and hours I spent in the galleries in front of beautiful paintings of our great European masters. And I was copying with my own brush, admiring. I was studying each single stroke with a brush. Fantastic, really. I don't know, did you know that till the end of 19th century, no art school or academy in Europe invited women to come and study painting? It was forbidden till 19th century, and I wanted to become a painter. You know, I suffered a lot. I really took the main job. They said it on that time. It was painful, but I succeeded. I was one of the best. I really think that my image should be printed on some coin or precious stone, but not only my image, but all the images of the women who had guts in life to step in bigger shoes. Yes, and after a few years I went to München, Germany. I entered trade school called Kunstgewerbeschule. My tutor nearly killed me. He yelled at me, Was, Ivana, Kunstgewerbeschule, das ist skandalös, kriminal, quit it immediately. And I did. But what could I do? Tell me, what could I do? I couldn't convert it into a man, could I? Oh, yeah. Every summer, I went home to Slovenia. And I remember once I was painting my painting called Summer, outside of Ljubljana in the countryside, surrounded by children from the village, and they were very critical towards me. They would say, "Oh, this is no good. What did she do? Oh, no, she failed. Let's hope she'll do it better tomorrow." Then I painted white, beautiful white lilies. They were like angels, so innocent. And I showed those lilies to our cook. And she said, Ivanka, they are so white. And then I look at them and I said to myself, my, they are really so very white. And then I remember that white lilies are not black lilies, isn't it? And I love white color. I like all the colors in the world. If I could paint the whole world and all abandoned souls. Oh, I was so proud of myself. When I was rewarded from the French Society of Painters, associé, among so many paintings, they've chosen two of mine. Of course I went to Paris. I wanted to go to light Paris, vivacious Paris, metropolitan Paris. I left Ljubljana. It was very gloomy, especially wintertime. I left München, very gloomy, especially wintertime, and I went to Paris. And there I joined a group of 5 or 6 painters, female painters. First, we painted in Paris, and then we painted outside of Paris, in Barbizon, in the countryside. It was, as I said before, 5 or 6 of us, girls, and one man. What was his name? Something like Gruyère, Gouder, Monsieur Gruyère, Monsieur Gouder. No, that's cheese, isn't it? Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't that. No. Grutter, yes, that was the name. All right, he was very charming, you know, very knowledgeable, yes. Very charming. He was the first to recognize Vincent van Gogh. I know, mommy, I know. I got crush on him, you know, but just for 3 or 4 days, because when my friend Ferdo Vesel, a painter from Slovenia, came to see me in Paris, I forgot about that Gruyère person in one night. Yes. Well, you know, before years ago, one very nosy journalist asked me about love. Mind your own business, I thought. So unpolite, isn't it? My advice to you all is, never trust a policeman, an advocate, and journalist. So there. Well, in Paris, I met somebody very interesting, August Strindberg, Norwegian playwright. Oh, you wouldn't know that he was also very good painter, not just dramatist. His work, such as Miss Julie, is still going on. They perform it all the time. Yes, I was very proud of his work. And then I went to, gosh, where did I go? Do you know that I wouldn't know? Gosh, where did I go? Yeah, Berlin. I went to Berlin for I don't know how many years. Then I came home. When the First World War started, I was at home. And it was very bloody, very painful. You know, I don't feel very well lately. I'm very, very tired. I've got so many thoughts in my head, but my body is not obeying me. My hand is feeble. I would like to paint. I feel in my body a terrible pain. It doesn't stop. Day and night. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I should rest, I think. But it won't be long now. I painted only flowers lately. No portraits at all. But nowadays people rather go to photographers. Where is this world going? So shallow, so plain, so egoistical. Nobody stops and think anymore. And I keep asking myself, will ever anyone stop in front of my paintings? Will ever anyone consider how much pain, sleepless nights, and joy does this take? But even though, if I am born again, I would be a painter again. Because it's so wonderful to be an artist. It's a duty, it's a joy, and it's a pain. It is an honor to be an artist. It is a faith. I believe in art. This is my God. Without this believing, I would be already dead. Into my studio, I will remain there among my friends, my paintings, which are so dear to me. I will close my eyes and I will see myself walking through the meadows and grasses, by the river, above the trees, which are stronger than life. I will shut the door, and when you knock, I will open it, but only for good friend. I need to be alone. Not to miss the tentative steps of time, not to miss hearing of stones and grasses. When I am completely alone, I lean my ear towards the earth, and I can hear her heart beating. It reminds me of that beautiful song which you know, which says and tells us about red coronations and rosemary, and tell us how we are going to wait for summertime patiently with love. Te gledaj mi rož rodečih, rožmarina tudi daj, da bom sanjal o pomladi, da bom sanjala jaz, dekle. It's a little bit more.